Wiggy time on the fly. What's up, everybody? Sean Wiggins here alongside myself, Ref Hansen, and we are here in my studios. No such thing. Actually, in my man cave. Here is the Hate Squad, and this is gonna be more talking about wrestling and politics than it is about this match. There you see Skinhead Ivan and his partner, the late great Rockin' Rebel. And yes, so talk about the elephant in the room. For those of you that don't know who the Rockin' Rebel was, he was an indie guy for about 25 years. We're going to skip Ivan's promo here because I'm going to talk over this. I just want to talk about this once and get rid of it. Rockin' Rebel was a guy on the indies. He was around forever. He wrestled in the original ECW, and there's some Skinhead Ivan fans. Fake Hat Man in the front row. Bell Swinger, R.I.P. Notice I didn't R.I.P. the Rockin' Rebel. Rebel was I think he was like an eyelash away from getting signed by WCW back then, but he had his own landscaping company. He said no. He was full of stories, but he wound up working for the Pennsylvania State Athletic Commission, and he got on a lot of shows because of it. Now, I always liked Rockin' Rebel. He was always great to me. He always gave me stuff to do in matches. He was always cool. His name was Chuck. June 2017, maybe it was 2016, I forget the date, but Rockin' Rebel goes to bed. Rockin' Rebel's wife and their kids go to bed, and Rockin' Rebel wakes up in the middle of the night, and he kills his wife and then turns the gun on himself. Murder, suicide. This happened at their home. The son had to come down and take the gun out of Rebel's hand because it was still in his hand. He was afraid it would go off and hurt his sister rather. Rockin' Rebel's life ended tragically and brutal. I know this is not a great story to open up with. I hate the fact that he did it. And I mean, you're gonna kill somebody, kill yourself. But he's now scarred those kids forever. But if you hear the name Rockin' Rebel and you hear that nobody, talks about him or wants to say anything, like I'm muting his promo here. It just sucks that that's how his life ended, because for the most part, guys liked him. They all knew he was full of shit. He did tell a lot of crazy stories about how WWE wanted to give him the belt, and he had a lot of stuff. But I thought he was just an indie goon, just a goofy guy, but a fun guy. And it turns out that he's a monster, and that's how he's going to be remembered. But he is unfortunately part of my career, and I'm going to, unfortunately, have to include him. Here's now Monster Mac and Mafia, the Hit Squad. They are facing the Hate Squad. Now, I drove every weekend with these two guys, Mafia and Monster Mac. And don't listen to guys from the indies say, oh, we drove every day, we did this. No, we drove every weekend. Most of us had 9-to-5 jobs. I was working at Prefabricated Fireplace Company in Clifton, New Jersey at this time. Just to make ends meet, you had to. You didn't make enough on the indies. Moff worked in a warehouse, but he was like a supervisor, as a chemical plant, I think. And Monster Mac worked for RF Video's kiosk in the mall, and I think he actually made decent money. Then he lost that job, and I don't think worked anymore, but he's got a pretty good job now, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, I haven't talked to him in years either. But that's just the way of the world in wrestling. Bad feelings turn to just not talking to anybody. So anyway, Mafia, the reason I bring up that I drove with them so much is that they could not, there's Johnny D, the greatest professional wrestling manager of all time, if you don't count 70 or 72 other guys. I know for a fact Mafia and Monster Mac did not like that Ivan and Rebel walked around calling themselves the Hate Squad. I mean, they're just basically biting off the name. I don't even know if it was their idea. It was probably Fat Frank. It sounds like a Fat Frank idea. But nonetheless, Mafia and Monster Mac knew that they were wrestling this match, the old NWA entrance, as this is a tag team title match. One thing, again, I think I've said this in previous videos. I hate repeating myself, but I love the fact that Fat Frank pushed to do the old NWA entrance. It gave a little legitimacy to the belts. I shouldn't have got out of the way there. You young refs, you should get in between the wrestlers. Ooh, shame on me. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Move forth. This was 21 years ago. Ivan doing the stand-up salute, playing the white supremacist, the white racist. And it's funny because he acted black and he was actually Hispanic. So I tell everybody that because it is 100% a gimmick. And Rockin' Rebel kind of had one of his own. He had the Stars and Bars bandana. And his shirt says "Fuck Whitman." If you can't tell, you can curse on my channel. Obviously, the mayor at the time of New Jersey. It was a CZW kind of shirt. A CZW and JP actually had a real life feud here. And again, it would have been so sweet to have JAPW versus CZW and have it carry out. Could have worked. But unfortunately, guys weren't that slick. 7 years later, or 5 years later, 2006, ROH and CZW pull off the great company versus company feud. What could have been? So Monster Mac now, as you can see, going to the top rope, which I hate when one tag team wrestler goes to the top rope but the other one doesn't. JP had nice looking belts. They did. They actually put stock in their belts. They actually put a little money into their belts. Now, I'm going to let you know, we have seen some great matches on my channel. This is not going to be one of them. This was a one-and-done match. It reminded me of Roddy Piper versus Jerry Lawler at King of the Ring 94, where the match was so bad, let's just forget it ever happened. I don't want to say let's forget it ever happened, but, I mean, it just wasn't on par with the rest of their stuff. Ivan's had, I don't know how many great matches, but he's had enough. I'm sure Rebel had his amount. It just sucks that I can't really talk about him anymore. God, he was so funny and he was good to me, and now he's ruined his legacy forever. No one ever talks about him, and he basically is the indie Benoit. I mean, he legit killed his wife and then himself. It's just the worst story ever. And if his kids are out there watching this, my name's Ref Hansen. Real life name is Sean, and if you want to hear about him or you don't want to hear about him, I'm just sorry that you had to go through everything you had to go through because of him. Ivan side headlock on Monster Mac. That's how this one's going to start. See, these two, it's wrestling's weird. You got to have some variables. You got to have some opposites attract type deal. But when two teams are kind of the same, but say right there is botch number one. Monster Mac hated that, and now he's stiffing the shit out of him. And Ivan, one thing I would get on, reverse, no, why? Terrible. Don't reverse a bigger guy. See, Hit Squad being the heels here, they probably actually thought Rebel and Ivan would get over, being it's in South Philly. Double team, didn't quite catch that. Ooh, good Lord, who's in the video? Who's doing video? God, can we color up Rebel and Ivan? VCR quality, folks. Sorry about that. We're live as hell. It's as red to you as it is to me. Ivan now climbing up. There we go, a little bit better. Nice kind of suicide dive. But Monster Mac not feeling it. They needed to white balance that camera. They needed to actually probably get a new camera. I have to keep going back to that shot. Modtron, what were you thinking? Modtron Productions, the greatest legit shoot indie production company there was. They should have been doing everybody's stuff. I thought they were fantastic. Two great guys. I will put them over the moon. I hope you're getting all your stuff. Ivan going to witness, and it's hard to keep the camera on too. There's no split screen. There's no TV truck there. There we go. Finally, the bigger guy is reversing the smaller guy. See, and the thing that sucked here for Ivan is that, there it is, right into the... See, he's selling everything a little over the top, but he needs to be like the worker in this match, the guy taking all the bumps, and he's not really a good bumper. You need a 1-2-3 kid, an Insane Dragon, a Dixie, a Joey Matthews, a Chris Sabin. There's a million guys that would have worked. Ivan didn't work in this spot. Burning Hammer, Moff had to get Ivan out of it himself into a running lariat. But see, it's just flat. The crowd wasn't behind this. It was rough. JP's crowd started dwindling here at the new Alhambra. Oh, it was still Viking Hall then. But, and now Monster Mac was trying to... See, Rebel's shots just... It looked good because he was a big guy, but his stuff just didn't get over. I don't know. Physically, he couldn't really get over much. And chops on a guy with a t-shirt. I mean, it's only going to go so far. Rebel... but he catches a boot full of face. Face full of boot. Boot full of... face full of... You understood what I said. Great display of power there. And again, it's just... There's no... You're missing a spice. It's like someone made chili, but they didn't put the beans in it. Like, what happened here? Just nothing mixes, and now the hit squad's trying to act like the heels. I'm doing my best to pantomime as a ref to get it going, but now we're in a dead spot. Like, nobody's selling, nobody's really in control. A good 10 minutes in, well, really 5 minutes in. The entrances were long. But God, I miss this building. And the building's still running today, but it's been done to death. So many companies use it. I wish that was only House of Hardcore's building. And yeah, that's me kind of being a homer because I work for House of Hardcore, or I did anyway. But it should have stayed that way. It was just should have stayed that way. I don't know. Tommy Dreamer with the ECW feel. The shows had some ECW feel on it. Things can have an ECW feel, it just can't be ECW. That looked like shit. Crowd knew it too. And Moff, instead of just stiffing him, going nuts on him, he just kind of understood it and goes into his Moff elbow. Excellent elbow. If The Rock never had the people's elbow, that elbow Moff just did would have got over. Not as much as the people's elbow, I'm saying, but see, Rebel slapped me, and he told me, bring it back. And I do later. I could have got on him. I should have seen, that's weak. I should have pushed him back or slapped him and screamed at him, but I saw the action was going on. So this match is just as much on me. I shouldn't have allowed that to take place. Actually, this match is better watching it back than I probably legit have not watched this match. Ooh, leg drop. Nice top rope leg drop. That's probably the best top rope leg drop in the history of professional wrestling of wrestlers from New Jersey. Wrestlers in like the Central Jersey area. Yeah. The Ivan Conda was his other name. Yeah, I mean, watching this match back, it's actually not as bad as I thought. But it's also not great. Now, the tag is made. You just have two heel teams, and none of them are great sellers. No one can play a chicken shit heel. They're both like two tough guy team heels. I should have counted near the shoulders. A lot of refs do that. But here I could tell Monster Mac was getting pissed. Monster Mac would throw fits in the ring sometimes. Rightfully so. Just be a little more professional. Hey, how many times have I been unprofessional in my life? But Mac would do that. And that was a decent neck breaker there. But Moff didn't do that with guys like this. Because I think Moff just knew these guys weren't... They were what they were. You're working two indie guys. And it's not a knock either. It sounds like I'm knocking people. I'm not knocking people. I actually liked... Ivan used to wear all black. And then he broke out the red wrestling boots. And I actually liked that better on him than the all black. Because a lot of people wear all black. I don't know. Can he even do that gimmick now? Does he even do it? Does he still wrestle? For the love of God, I hope not. But can he even still do it? I don't know. I haven't seen Ivan in a long time. No, I saw him at the 25th anniversary show for Homicide. Looked good. It's good to see him. Sucked we all couldn't have hung out longer, but it was what it was. It's a great time. Great night. Last time I saw Xavier, too. Last time I saw all those guys, actually. Who am I kidding? Ivan now going to whip Moff in. That's not going to work. And see, Mac knows it. He's pissed. Oh, shit. Does he stiff him here? He might. See, Ivan got blown here. What Skinhead Ivan would do is he'd go to the back. It would smell like the art teacher's office in high school. And then he'd be ready for his match. And he would be so over the top. There's the frogs. Good Lord. I bet that was stiff as shit. Looked it. See, Mac, for everything he lacks, or everything I say he lacks, the things I didn't like about him, he did shit. Like, good Lord, if he never talked and just was a working machine, he would have got over as shit as a singles after Moff split. He put face paint on, or maybe a hood, I don't know. Because he could do shit like that, and it looked great. He could have been a Latino Bam Bam Bigelow. He just didn't have this, a little smaller than Bam Bam was, but I don't know if he was that athletic top rope wise. I mean, yeah, maybe, who knows? It's too late now. Can't go back in time. But he had more to give than just that. I don't know. Moff now. Working Ivan over. And see, we're in minute 15, or well, really minute 10 of the match, but it's time to go. Like, this should have been a street fight or something, because it's just flat. And Hit Squad just got done working Dixie and Insane Dragon and SAT, teams like that. So now they're used to that speed, and now they're working two guys who just can't do what those other guys do. So it's, you know, there's a difference of style as much as there's a difference of talent on the card. Ivan pulled a sunset flip into nowhere. Oh, there's hilarious. Nicely done. And I'm legit, I think I said, you all right? I heard, huh? He was gassed to the gills. He was gone. He had nothing left. His frickin' ticker was below empty. I knew just talking to him during the match. I was like, shit, dude, you all right? Moff now going for this wheelie barrow thing. Oh, this was sweet. Yeah, I loved when they hit that. Always looked good. And now Moff's going to go for it. See a little flatness here. Where's Rebel at? I went for a cover, but no, Rebel doesn't help him. There, it finally helps him. I don't know what match Rebel's watching. But see, now there's a standoff, so Mac has to grab Ivan. It's just, it was peculiar. He got up for that dropkick. Ivan into the guardrail. Now we're seeing stuff on the outside. But the people don't know how to cheer for either. So, I mean, the people were here to see, I mean, the people that did show up in those later Jersey All-Pro shows at Viking Hall, a lot of them were related to, were friends of the guys. But there were a lot of local Philly guys that still came to every show. It's just CZW was smart. They had the TV in the area, and they friggin' built that match for a year. You know, like their first event was, I think, December 01. It's great the Briscoe brothers worked it under hoods because they were under 18. Sweet. Great show. I watched it. I loved it. I was a big CZW fan. I'm switching gears to CZW now. Moff, and see, there's the spot that we missed before. I don't know if you caught that. These guys are blown. See, there was no captain in this match either, where Rebel should have been the captain. He had the most experience. But at this point, you just got to get to the fact where you say, look, we got to go home. It's just not happening. It's going too long. Like, they're doing too much stuff. You just feel it. I'm trying to shit on it more. I just can't think of anything. And Johnny D, did he whip handcuffs out? He did. And he cuffs Rebel to that bottom buckle. Well, the Hit Squad would do anything to win. Now he grabs that plastic, steel chair and from the front row at Viking Hall that I think is left over from the Axelrod and Ian Rotten Taipei death match. Ivan whips out that little karate sweep that he pulls out. Now, what's he doing? Not bad if you weren't frickin'... Oh, I don't know what he hit him with there. Maybe his mask. 2, 3, that did it. I remember right there, Monster Mac yelled, 3, 3. Ivan, who usually yells and screams at people in the ring, ain't doing it to these two. Johnny D now rubbing it in the face of the Rockin' Rebel that he won those. They still have the tag team gold. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this one. I know it was a odd match to take. I just wanted to put it up. I want to put everything I have up that I possibly can when I looked like that when I did. I was 21. I'm enjoying it. The Rebel gets through and he gets a chair. Well, for Shawn Mickens, I'm Ref Hansen. Hit Squad gets the victory. There was no return match. The JP Board of Directors said that match was... there's no reason to have a return match. They didn't want to sign it. So the Hit Squad retained the belts and became champs. Modtron Productions, you're number one. Modtron Video, baby. So don't do anything I wouldn't do. Go to bed. Arrivederci and ciao. Signing off.